and also share the PowerPoint slide for today. So good morning, everybody. Yeah. So during the last lesson, we already learned how to round the number and also how to identify the significant figures and how to round those significant numbers into the appropriate unit, plus how to simplify the mathematical expressions that involve linear equation, quadratic or quadratic equations, okay, or cubic equation. Then after that, we also learn how to solve the problem that involve linear equation. How to solve problem means how to identify the unknown variable, which can be x, y, z, or a or b. Yeah? So last week already studied. So today we are going to further our study again on how to solve the problem when the equation involve power number or square root. Okay, so I'd like to start with example number 8. Okay, so let us try this example. Okay, this equation is 6x power 2 minus 5 equal 19. Okay, so now you are asked to calculate what is the x value. X is the unknown variable. Okay, all right. So on the left-hand side, we have 6x power 2 minus 5. On the right-hand side, we have 19. Okay, so in order to get the x value, we need to move the numbers one by one to the right-hand side, from left to the right, so that x will be along in order to get the x value. Okay, so now we have 6 is the best number. It's a coefficient of x power 2. And we also have power 2. And we also have minus 1. Okay, so in your opinion, among these three numbers, 6, power 2, and minus 5, which number should we move to the right-hand side first? Which one? 6?
Negative 5.
Yes, correct. Negative 5. Okay, the reason is because minus 5 is second term. It's separate from 6x power 2. 6x power 2 is considered as one term. That means it stays in one house. Okay. Minus 5 is another term, separate term from 6x power 2. So it's more easy to move minus 5 first, because minus 5 is considered as separate term from 6x power 2. It's more easy to move minus 5 first. Okay. So if we move minus 5 to the right-hand side, then what happened to minus 5? So it depends on the original relationship between minus 5 with a non-variable, which is x. Original relationship is involving subtraction activity, x squared minus 5. So if minus 5 move to other side, becomes plus 5. Okay, this is apply the concept of transposing formula. All right. So far so good, All right. You can try to simplify the number on the right-hand side before you move 6 and x power 2. Okay, so if you want, you can try to simplify first. So you can add one step. Okay. If you want, so okay, this one I'll add one step. Right. If you want to play safe, before we move 6 and power 2 to the right-hand side, we try to simplify the number on the right-hand side. 19 plus 5, you'll get 24. Okay. So far so good, okay. So this one I delete. Okay. Usually I want to press safe. I try to simplify the number on the right-hand side if possible. Okay. Before I move other things, because moving is costly. Don't forget, moving is very costly. If you move one house to other house, move from one country to other country is very costly. So we try our best not to move. Okay. But if okay, then if really want to move, then we have to move step by step. All right. Okay, so now we have 6 and power 2. Which number should we move to the right-hand side between 6 and power 2? 6 or 2? 6 is the best number. Yes, correct. Yeah. The reason is because 6 is a best number. Best means it's on the ground, right? It's on the ground. And then power 2 is index number. It's flying. It's somewhere near the sky. So if you compare the best number and index number, best number is more easy to move compared to power number, right? Logic thinking. All right, so we should move base number first, which is 6. Okay, so if 6 moves to the right hand side, becomes divided by 6. Why? Because original relationship between 6 and a non-variable, which is the x, is multiplication relationship. So if 6 moves to right hand side, becomes divided by 6, but the sign is still the same. It's still positive 6, but it becomes denominator now, right? So that means I can add one step now. Okay, I insert equation. So this one should be x power 2 on the inside now. Then 4 is still remain the same. So 6 now becomes a denominator, but it's still positive number. Okay, it's only changed from numerator becomes a denominator now, but the sign is still the same. It's still positive sign. Okay. Then the next step is to simplify the number on the right hand side. Simplify. All right. So 24 divided by 6 is equal to 4 positive. Okay. Okay. Next is to move the power 2. Okay. This power number, if moved to the right hand side, is still a power number. It's still a power number, right? But becomes 1 over 2. Okay. Originally is 2 over 1. This power number actually is 2 over 1. Right. So if power number move to the right hand side, it's still a power number. All right. And this power number is still positive number. The sign is still the same, no change. Okay, it's still positive, but now becomes 1 over 2. Okay. So actually the power 2 now, if moved to right hand side, okay, will be something like this. So I put this. Four is still the same, no change. Okay. So now the power number is power 1 over 2. That is the meaning. Should be inside the box. That's the meaning. It's because originally on the left hand side the power number is 2 over 1. So if power 2 move to right hand side, becomes 1 over 2. Okay, 1 over 2. Okay, all right. Okay, don't forget, this 4 here, it can be 2 multiplied 2, right? 2 times 2 becomes 4. But don't forget also, there is another alternative answer for x. Negative 2 multiplied negative 2 is also equal to 4 positive. Okay, so that means x will have 2 answers. There are 2 possible answers for x. If the power number is 2 for the unknown variable, that means there will be 2 x values. Okay, there will be 2 x values. So it can be x equal to positive 2 or x equal to negative 2. Okay, there will be 2 answers. Okay, so you can use this form. You can use this index form, or you can use the square root form. Okay, to present your answer. Both are accepted. Okay, so this one I can put like this. I can put in front here plus minus. I can put a simple sign, plus minus. I want to insert the plus minus sign into here. Okay, plus minus. Okay, or you can use this method. Both are accepted. All right, alternative. So this one I did. So x can be equal to negative 2 or positive 2. So usually the lowest number we put on the left hand side, and then the highest number we put on the right hand side when we present the answer. Okay? So there will be 2 x values. So far so good. Okay, So this occasionally test your understanding on transposing formula as well. Huh? Okay, next question. This one. Okay, this one got square root. Huh? Okay, second question is square root 9d divided by 4 equals to 3. Okay, you are asked to calculate the d value. Okay, so d is on the left island. Okay, only one term. This term, only one term on the left hand side, which is square root 9d divided by 4. One term is one house on the left hand side. Okay, so now in order to get the d value, we have square root, we have 9 and 4, right? So which number should we move the number to the right hand side among these three items, square root, 9 and 4? Which number should we move to the right hand side so that we can get the d value? So we have to plan first. We have to decide. Square root means power 1 over 2, but it's only controlling the numerator. Okay, this power 2 square root is only for the numerator. It's not for the denominator. Okay, so which number should we move first for transposing the formula? 9 or 4? Or square root? Which number should we move? Square root 9, 4? Answer, anybody? Quiet. Can you hear me? Okay, which number? Square root 9, 4. Answer is 4, What is the reason? Why? Okay, for this question, the square root is only controlling the numerator. It's not the denominator. So that means 4 is more free to move compared to 9, because 9 is is inside the square root. Okay, it's inside the square root. All right, but 4 is not. For this question, 4 is not. So 4 is more easy to move. And then 4 is at the denominator, the lower level. Right. So 4 is more easy to move compared to 9, because 9 is still it's still we call it covered by square root. So it's more difficult to move. So I have to move 4 first. Okay. So if 4 move to the right hand side, then what happened to the 4? 4 becomes you're involved with multiplication activity with the 3. Okay. So becomes 4 multiply 3. Okay. So this one I add one more step. If you cannot see the whole picture, I can add one more step. So in fact, this one means 3 multiply with 4, right? I use big X, Okay, 4. That's the meaning. Okay, so 3 multiply 4, I get 12. 12 positive. Okay, now we have square root and 9 on the right hand side. Okay, we have square root and 9 on the right hand side. I'd like to show you 2 methods. I'd like to show you 2 methods in order to get the answer. Okay, I copy this. All right. So mathematics is very interesting. You are not limited to only one method to get the answer. Can use a few methods to solve the problems. Okay, I use purple color. Okay. So now, okay, we have this. Okay. This one I think I erase for a while so they are not confused. Okay. So square root means 1 over 2 power number. So okay, before I move anything, I can try to change the format of this square root so that you can see the whole picture. This one I'll put like this. I'll put brackets. So 9d I put here, I still put inside. Okay, square root means 1 over 2. So I can use this. Okay, I go slowly, even though probably you already studied this one in your Form 4 or Form 5. I just go slowly, okay? Go to the right hand side. Okay, so can you see this part? Square root means half, okay? Power half. Okay, so in order to get the D value, and also before we are able to move the 9, right? We have to move the power number first. Okay, for this question, we need to move the power number first because 9 is covered by power number. So 9 now is not free to move. Okay, we have to move the power number so that the brackets can be removed. Okay, so that means this power number has to move first. If this power number move to the right hand side, it becomes power 2 over 1. Okay, power 2 over 1. So, okay, so this one I'll move the power number. Now the next step is to move the power number. So answer will be equal to 9D equals to power number. Okay, base number is still 12. We don't disturb. Okay, I need to insert the power. So power number now is 2 over 1. Usually, if the denominator is 1 for the power number, we don't put down. We don't put. But actually, it's 2 over 1. 2 over. So can you see the difference now? The power number. Okay. On the left hand side is 1 over 2. So when the power number moves to the right hand side, it becomes 2 over 1. So far so good. I stop for a while. Any question on that? The power number. Can you see the difference? This power. So now it's 2 over 1 on the right hand side. It's still a power number. And the sign is still positive. Okay. All right. So before we move the 9, it's better for us to simplify the number on the right hand side. Okay. So 12 power 2 is 144. Okay. 144. Okay. Then lastly, we move 9 to the right hand side. So the original relationship between 9 and D is multiplication relationship. So if 9 move to right hand side becomes divide, becomes a denominator, but the sign is still the same. It's still positive sign. Okay, it's still positive sign because it's only involved multiplication and division activity. Okay, or plus and minus operation. So the sign is still the same. It's still positive. Okay. All right. Then lastly is to simplify this expression. So 144 divided by 9, you use calculator, get the answer, 16. Okay. So you may ask, is D only the only answer? 16, yes. Okay, you can see this. This D, the power number is not power 2, right? So that means only one answer for D. Okay. If the power number is 2 for the unknown variable, that means there will be 2 answers. If the power number is 3 for unknown variable, then that unknown variable has 3 values. That's the meaning. You can also use this method to solve the problem if you want. So for this method is you use power 2, your square both sides. We call this as square both sides, so that you can remove the square root. Also okay. Put power 2 for both sides. Also okay. If you use this method, right? So once you put square, that means the square root and square can be compensated, can be balanced out. Yeah, power 2 and square root can be balanced out or compensated. So no more square root, and also power 2 can be removed. So on the right hand side, 12 power 2 is 144. Okay. Then just simplify by moving 9 to the right hand side, becomes divide and get the answer for D. Okay. So there are 2 ways to solve the problem. So you decide which method you want to use. Right. I stop for a while. Any question on that? So far so good, Okay, next. All right, question number 3. Okay, this question is 4x power 3 equals to 108. Okay, you are asked to calculate the x value. Okay, x is on the left hand side. So on the left hand side, we have base number 4, we have power number 3. So between these two numbers, we should move base number 4, because base number is on the ground. It's more easy to to move, right? Compared to power 3. So we move 4 first. If 4 moves to the right hand side, it becomes divide. The sign is still the same, it's still positive number, right? But it's now it becomes a denominator. Okay. So before we move to power 3, it's better for us to simplify the number on the right hand side. Okay, 108 divided by 4, you'll get 27. Okay. Then the next step is to move power 3 to the right hand side. Yeah? Okay, so if power number move to the right hand side, it's still a power number. Remember, it's still a power number, but it becomes 1/3 now. 1/3. Okay. Then you can use calculator to simplify the value. So answer is a positive 3 only. It cannot be negative 3 because negative 3 multiply negative 3 multiply negative 3, you'll get negative 27. So it's not logic. Yeah. So the only answer is positive 3. It cannot be negative 3 because negative 3 multiply negative 3 multiply negative 3 should be negative 27, which is not fulfill this expression. Yeah? So there is only one answer for x, which is positive 3. Okay. So any question if the equation involve requires cubic, okay, power 3 value, then this is the way you solve the problem. So far so good. Okay, okay, next equation. For next equation is the problem is both sides got square root. Okay, both sides got square root. And the good thing is, okay, each side has only one term, in fact, only one house. Okay, the whole thing is considered as one term, okay, one house only. On the right hand side also one house only. If one house only, then you can try to compensate the square root by putting power of 2 for both sides. Okay, you can add power 2 for both sides in order to cancel out the square root. Right. So if you put power 2, then this 2, this base number, the 2 here also have to power by 2 as well. So that means this power 2 is power 2, and this x minus 3 square root power 2 can be compensated with this. Okay, between the square and also the square root can be compensated. So I get x minus 3 for this side. Okay, this side. Okay, how about the right hand side? For the right hand side, also the same. The square and the square root can be compensated, balance out. Okay, so that means after you the square, the right hand side, the square root can be compensated no more. Okay. So next is to simplify this expression. So 2 power. Okay, there are a few ways for you to get the answer. Okay, so this one is, okay, we can try to remove the brackets on the left hand side by multiplying this 4. 2 power 2 is 4. So 4 multiplied x is equal to 4x. 4 multiplied negative 3 is negative 12. So far, okay, we try not to move anything from left to the right. Okay, don't do that. We try to remove the brackets first for both sides. Okay, then on the right hand side also, because no more power 2. If the outside bracket the power is only 1, then the bracket can be freely removed. Okay, no need to put brackets at all. Because outside the bracket now is power 1. If power 1, then the brackets can be removed. Okay. Okay, so at this stage here, this is the equation we have. Okay. Now we want to get the x value. Okay, so in order to get the x value, we have to put all of the x variables in one island. Okay, it's better to put all the x on the left hand side, and then the numbers we put on the right hand side. That'll be better. Okay, easy for us, our job. So if there is a case minus x, we move to the right hand side, become plus x. And for on the left hand side, the negative 12, we can move to the right hand side, becomes plus 12. Okay, plus 12. Okay, so once we have moved the x and also the 12, then the next step is to simplify the expression for both sides. So 4x plus x is equal to 5x on the left. On the right is 4 plus 12 is equal to 16. Okay, last step is to move the 5. This 5 move to the right hand side, becomes divide. So it's 16 divided by 5. answer is equal to 3.2. Okay, 3.2. So far so good, this question? Okay, yeah? Okay. Question number 3 now is involve power 1/3. Okay, power 1/3. So in order to remove the power 1/3, what can we do is we can just power with 3, add power 3 on both sides. We can only do this when there is only one term in each side. Like for instance, for this question, there is only one term on the left hand side, which is 2x plus 1 power 1/3. Okay, on the right hand side has only one term, which is 4. Okay, so if there is a case, in order to remove the power 1/3, what can we do is we just need to add power 3 for both sides. Okay, so once you add power 3, that means the power value and also the root number can be compensated. So only 2x plus 1 left on the left hand side. On the right, 4 power 3 is equal to 64. 64 positive. Okay, so by doing this, then we have managed to remove the brackets. Okay, so the next step is to move 1 to the right hand side, becomes -1, because the relationship between x and 1 is involving summation activity. So if the 1 move to the other side, becomes -1. Okay, so it's 64 minus 1, I get 63. Lastly, move 2, the base number on the left, to the right hand side, becomes divided by 2. Okay, so 63 divided by 2 is equal to 31.5. So far, okay? Any other questions? If involve roots number. Okay, next. Okay, the special thing for example 9 is when the unknown variable now is a power number or index number. You may find that now the unknown variable for this example 9, the unknown variable is x. Okay, and the nature of this x is a power number now. Okay, is a power number. So if power number, then there is a formula that we need to know. Okay, we have to remember this relationship. All right. Okay, it's like this. Okay. Okay. According to this is called as the logarithm rule. If let's say, okay, a power x let's say is equal to b. Let's say a power x is equal to b. Okay. So if you want to get the x value, when the x value is a power number, then what is the value? And then you have to use logarithm to solve the problem. So I repeat, when the unknown variable is a power number, then we need to use log to solve the problem. So what is the formula? Formula is equal to log b divided by log a. Okay, a in this case is a base number. So log b divided by log a, you can get the power number. Okay, so let us try one example. All right. Okay, this one. 5 power x minus 15 is equal to 10. This is the origin equation. You are asked to get the x value. So on the left hand side now we have base number 5. We have minus 15. Okay. So in order to calculate the power number, we should try to arrange the equation in this form. Okay, in this format. So that means we should try to move the numbers, some of the numbers from the left to the right first, so that the format will be something like this format. Okay, so between 5 and also negative 15. Negative 15 is more easy to move because negative 15 is second term, next term to 5x. Okay, which is more easy to move. Okay, so we move minus 15, move to the right hand side, becomes plus 15. Okay, so 10 plus 15 is equal to 25. Okay, 10 plus 15 is equal to 25. So by moving negative 15, you may find that now the format of the equation is something like this, which is similar to this format, right? Similar. Okay, so in order to get the x value, we can just log the 25 and divided by log 5 in order to get the answer. Okay, log 25 divided by log 5. So remember, we have to change the format into this format, like this format. If the unknown variable is a power number, okay? Unknown variable means the x is a power number, and then we have to use this method. Okay, all right. Then we can use calculator to help us to calculate log 25 and log 2 directly. You can even use Excel. Okay, you can just press log 25 You can press equal button first, then divided by log 5. Get the answer directly. Answer is 2 positive. Okay. 2 positive. This is one way for you to get the answer. All right. Another method is from here, from here, okay, you can try to make this best number as 5, okay, so that the pattern will be something like this. It's also okay. If you don't want to use log, another method is you can use this method, okay. On the right hand side, you can try to make this 25 with best number 5. We know that 25 is 5 power 2, okay. You can change to this method, change to this format. Okay, so 5x is equal to 5 power 2. Since the best number are the same, that means the power number should be the same. So that means x is equal to 2. Positive. Also okay. Okay. So you can use the logarithm method, or you can just use this method. Similarize the best number in order to get the index value. Also okay. Okay. So there are 2 methods that you can use. So far so good. Okay. Question number 2 now. Okay. You may find that the best number is 1.7. So it's very hard for us to change 5.89 into best number 1.7. No, it's not really easy. So if that's the case, better use this method. Okay, use this formula in order to get the power value. Okay, so that means x is equal to log 5.89 divided by log 1.7. So always divided by the base number, BASE, base number. Okay. So then the next step is to simplify this expression of logarithm by using calculator. Straightforward, get the press the calculator, get the answer directly. So you press log 5.89. You can press equal button. Okay, then divided by log 1.7. Press equal button. You may round the answer to 2 decimal places enough. I believe this is a continuous number. So you can leave the answer in 2 decimal places. Okay, so far so good. I stop for a while. Okay, Okay, number 3. Number 3, the original equation is 2 power x plus 2 equal to 16. Okay, equal to 16. There are 2 methods to get answer. Okay, I'll show you both methods. All right. So the first method is we can try to make this 16, the number on the right hand side, so that the best number is 2. Okay, so 16 means 2 power 4. Okay, 16 means 2 power 4. Okay, so once you similarize the base number, then you can compare with the power number. It should be the same on both sides. So that means x plus 2 is equal to 4. Okay, then transposing the formula, x is equal to 4 minus 2. X is equal to 2 positive. Okay, this is one method you can use. Another method is you can also use the logarithm method, because the unknown variable, which is the x, is a power number. Okay, so and you may find that the format of this equation is already in this form, right? It's already in this form, like this format. Okay, so that means we can use this formula to identify our unknown variable. Okay, so the power number now is x plus 2. So we can say that x plus 2 is equal to log 16 divided by log 2. Okay. X plus 2 is the power number, is equal to log 16 divided by the log of base number. Then we try to simplify the number on the right hand side. Log 16 divided by log 2 is 4 positive, exactly 4. Okay. Then lastly, move plus 2 from left to the right. So it's 4 minus 2 will become 2 positive. So any question on this? So for this example is you have to know this formula. Okay, we use this formula when the unknown variable is a power number. When the unknown variable is a power or index number. So far so good. Hey, quiet. Any question on this?
No, sir.
Okay, good. All right, this is only a revision. Just want to ensure that you know all the concepts, all right, or clear all these concepts. Okay, next is like this. Next is like to share with you how to solve the quadratic equation. That means when the power number is involve power 2. The unknown variable has power 2 value. And then the format is something like this: ax power 2 plus bx plus c equal to 0. And you're asked to calculate the x value. Okay. So when the format is something like this, actually we can use a formula to calculate the x value. Okay. But we have to identify the coefficient of x power 2, coefficient of x, and also the constant number. Okay. So in this case here, a is the coefficient of x power 2. Maybe I can put, I just put a remark here. So in this case, a is the coefficient. Coefficient of x power 2. I put this symbol. Coefficient, CIENT. Okay, maybe I can just simply use other colors, right? And I try to use a smaller form, because it's not really applicable for you. It's just like I just want to inform you. Okay, a actually is the friend of x power 2 all right? It's the friend of x power 2 because it's coefficient of x power 2. B is the coefficient of x power 1. So I copy this. B. Coefficient can be referred to friend. It's a friend. Okay. X power 1. Okay. C actually is referred to the constant number. Okay. C here, it can be referred to the constant number. Constant number. Or it can be referred to the y-intercept, in fact. Okay. So if you want to use this formula to identify the x value for quadratic equation, you need to identify the a, b, and c value first in order to solve the problem of x. Okay, so bear in mind, because this is power 2, that means there will be 2x value. Okay, there will be 2x value, bear in mind. Quadratic equation means when the highest power number of unknown variable is 2. So that means x will have 2 values. Okay, so okay, the formula is equal to -4. Okay, x value, which is the unknown variable, is equal to minus b plus minus, this is plus minus sign, multiply with square root of b power 2 minus 4 multiply a multiply c, then divided by 2a. Okay, so let's try to use this formula to solve the problem for quadratic equation now. Okay, example 1. Okay, this. So let's say, okay, we have one quadratic equation is equal to x power 2 plus 5x minus 6 equal to 0. Okay, so please make sure that if you want to use this formula to solve the problem, make sure that the format of this equation should be in this form. It has to be arranged in this form, okay, like this, so that you can use this formula to calculate the x value. Okay, so before we apply this formula, it's better for us to write down the value of a, b, and c. Okay, so in this case, a is equal to 1. Coefficient of x power 2 is 1. Okay, so usually, if 1, usually we don't write down the number if the coefficient is 1. So in this case, a is equal to 1. B is 5 positive. Okay, so when you want to solve the problem, it's better for us to list down first. the A, B, and C. Okay, usually I can do it in this way. Given, I can put like this. Given. Okay. B is positive 5. C is negative 6. So far so good. Okay, so once you identify ABC, then you copy the formula, copy and paste the formula of X into here. Okay, and then substitute the values of ABC. Yeah. Okay. Minus B. B is 5 positive. So you put 5 here. Right. Minus is from the original equation. You have to put the negative sign because it's from the original equation. Okay. Then B power 2. So that means it's 5 power 2. Substitute 5 to here. Minus 4. 4 is the constant number. It's originally from the equation. 1 is the A. And C is negative 6. Okay. Then divided by 2. A. 2 is the constant number. 1 is because of A. A is 1. Okay. So once you substitute the number in, then the next step is to simplify this expression. Okay. So we should try to simplify the number inside the square root first. Okay. So the number outside the square root we can copy down. Copy. Okay. Remains unchanged. Plus minus sign. Just copy down. 5 power 2 means 25. Right. This one is minus 4 multiply 1 multiply negative 6. Because it's negative sign. Negative 4 plus 1 and multiply, this is negative 4, multiply negative 1, multiply negative 6. So negative multiply positive, multiply negative again, you'll get positive number. The whole thing becomes positive. Okay, so it's go to positive 24. Yeah? Because of two negative signs here. Negative 4 multiply negative 6 becomes positive. Okay. So you put 24 here. One way for you to check the answer, usually the answer inside the square should be positive number. Because if the answer is negative number, then it's not valid anymore. Okay. The answer inside the square root must be positive number. Okay. If the number is negative number inside the square root, then the whole x value is not valid. All right. So this is the way you check your answer. Okay. 25 plus 24, you'll get 49. Denominator we just simplify. It's 2 multiply 1 and get 2. Okay. So at this stage here, okay, we can also simplify this 49 square root. 49 square root means 7. Okay. 7 multiply 7, they'll get 49. Or negative 7 multiply negative 7 is also 49. Okay. So until now, okay, this is the stage that we already done. So what is the meaning of this plus minus sign here? How are we going to manage this plus minus sign? In fact, right, this sign is telling you there will be two x values. Two x value. Okay, one is the lower number is negative 5 minus 7 divided by 2. So you get this. Okay, so this is the lower number of x. Okay, so you put here. Usually on the left hand side we should write down. We should write down the lower number first. Okay, or the x value can be negative 5 plus 7 divided by 2. So put here. The upper number we put on the right hand side. Okay, so can be either this or this number for the x. Okay, so for this lower number, let us try to simplify. Negative 5 minus 7 divided by 2, so I get negative 6. Okay, or another number is negative 5 plus 7 divided by 2, you get positive 1. Done. So far so good. Have you learned this formula in your school before? Form 4 or Form 5? I think it's under additional maths. How about modern maths? Do you learn this in your O level? Or is something new for you, this formula? Is that new for you, the formula? To calculate the unknown variable when involved power of 2. Is that a new formula for you? This formula?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
It's a new formula for me.
It's a new formula for you, New,
because I didn't study at maths before.
Okay, all right. Understand. Okay, I'll try to do it slowly. All right. This formula, this formula you have to use only when you want to solve the equation that involve quadratic equation. Quadratic means when the highest power number for the unknown variable is power 2. Then we use this formula. All right. Yeah. So I understand some of you never studied this before. So I add one more example. Okay. I add one more example for you. Okay. Which is question number 2. Okay. We do slowly. Okay. Do slowly, yeah? Okay. So this question is 2x power 2 minus 5x minus 12 equals to 0. Okay. So if you see the pattern of this equation is something like this already. It's already in this format, right? In this format. So that means in order to get the x value, we can use this formula. Okay. Okay, so before we use this formula to get the x value, it's better for us to identify the coefficient of A, B, and C. Okay, so I put given. You can also show your workings so that it's easy for you to refer. Okay, A is 2, okay, because 2 is the coefficient of x power 2. Okay. So B is the coefficient of x power 1. In this case now it's -5. So put here. So far so good, huh? C is the constant number, is -12, put here. Okay, do you have any problem to identify A, B, and C? So far, okay? So far, so good? Okay, yeah, all right. Then the next step is to copy the formula, all right? Copy the formula, copy and paste the formula of X, put here. Then substitute the value of A, B, and C into this formula, okay? Okay, so we start from this term, This is minus -5, okay? Minus -5. So this minus sign is originally from the equation, so we just copy, all right? Then B is -5. Because it's -5, it's better for us to put brackets. Okay, put brackets, so that we know that this -5 is for B. Yeah. Okay. Then plus minus sign on the numerator, we just copy, copy. Square root, copy. Okay. Power 2, copy. Okay. This B is -5 because it's -5, so it's better to put brackets aside. Okay. So that you will be more careful with this number. Okay, then next term, -4 is from here. -4 is from here, so just copy down. Okay, 2 is the A value, positive. Is A value positive. C is -12. Better put brackets. Okay, put brackets. And then the denominator will have 2 here. Copy down and multiply with A. A is 2 from here. All right. Okay, then the next step is to simplify this expression. So minus -5 becomes +5. Minus -5 becomes +5. Okay. Okay, how about this part? -5 power 2. Okay, -5 multiply -5 power 2 means -5 multiply -5. So you get +25. Okay. +25. Okay, then this part is -4 multiply 2 multiply -12. Okay, because this is negative sign, this is also negative sign. -4 multiply -12 becomes positive. Okay, -4 multiply -12 becomes positive, and then multiply positive number again. So the whole thing will be positive also. Go back to positive. Okay, so this is 4 multiply 2, you'll get 8. 8 multiply 12, you'll get 96. Okay, 8 multiply 12 is 96. Positive. Okay, so now becomes positive. It's because of 2 negative sign here. So 2 negative sign, then becomes positive again. Go back to positive. So bear in mind, the number inside the square root for this formula should be positive number. Okay, if negative number, then the x value is not valid anymore. Okay. Then the denominator simplify is equal to 4 positive. Okay. Then the next step is to simplify the number inside the square roots. Okay, you get 1 to 1. So 1 to 1, you check whether you can get the exact value, the integer number or not. If you can change to integer number, that is good. Then it's better to change. So 1 to 1 square root is equal to 11. Okay, 11 exactly. Okay. So until this stage here, now is the next step is we need to split the lower and upper number of x now. There will be 2 possible x values. Okay, the lower number is for the x is 5 minus 11 divided by 4. So I put here. Okay, 5 minus 11 divided by 4. That is the lower x value. And then the upper x value is 5 plus 11 divided by 4. So I put here. So far so good. This is the way you present your answer. Lower number we put first, followed by upper number. Okay. Okay. Then the next step is to simplify both x values. So 5 minus 11 divided by 4 is negative 1.5. For the upper number is 5 plus 11 divided by 4. You'll get 4 positive. So far, okay? So far, so good. I stop all. Okay, you have to practice. Okay, if you practice, then you should be okay. Okay, this is the, to me, I feel that this is quite easy formula that you can apply to solve the equation that involve power 2. Okay. Okay. For these two examples, the quadratic equation, we can also use the trial and error method. Trial and error method to solve the problem. Okay. Don't worry if you cannot follow this, you just follow the formula. You can use formula only. But I like to share another method that you can use in order to get the x value that involve power 2. Okay. Trial and error method. Trial and error. Okay. So if you feel this method is difficult, it's fine. Okay. But I just want to share with you. Okay. I use the same examples, two questions from example 10a again. All right. So let's say for 10b, the quadratic equation is still the same. X power 2 plus 5x minus 6 equal to 0. Let's say. Okay. So now I'd like to use the trial and error method to get the x value. Okay, trial and error method is like this. Okay, I use this combination first. We check first. Because it's still not experienced. Okay, so we need to do trial and error method. Okay. All right. So the first step is like this. Okay, you have to check this x power 2. How does it be formed? How can it be formed? X power 2. So x power 2 it can be formed by multiplying 1x with 1x. Right? X power 2. This x power 2. Can be formed by using 1x multiplied with 1x. Okay? So there is only one possible outcome. One outcome. 1x multiply 1x in order to get positive x power 2. Okay? Only one because this is only one coefficient of 1. So this is the possible outcome. Okay? For A, for part A. Okay, for your C, minus 6. Okay, what are the possible combination in order to form negative 6? It can be negative 3 multiply 2. It can be 3 positive multiply negative 2. It can be negative 1 multiply positive 6. It can be positive 1 multiply negative 6. So there are four possible outcomes. Okay, in order to form C value negative 6. Now, because we still don't have experience, so we just try one by one. We try one by one. Okay. So assume that negative 6. I try. Maybe you can put negative 3 here and 2 positive. Okay, because negative 3 multiplied 2 is also negative 6. To form the C value negative 6. So I just put here negative 3 multiply 2. Okay. All right. So how to check whether this is the correct combination? It depends on the B value. Positive 5. So now we need to check, can this combination able to get B value of 5 positive or not? So let's check. How to check? It's like this. We have to use this x, 1x multiply with this 2. Okay, with 2. 1x multiply 2 is 2x. Okay, it's brown color. So I use yellow color. All right, it's 2x. So I put here 2x. Okay, 2x. Then we use 1x multiplied with negative 3. Okay, the lower x value with negative 3 multiply. So you'll get negative 3x. Okay, 2x multiply, this is minus, minus 3x, answer is equal to negative 1x. But the B value is positive 5x, which is not the same. So that means this is not the possible outcome. This is not the root of the x value. It's not the possible combination in order to get the x value. So this is out. Okay, this is not the correct combination in order to fulfill this equation. So out. Okay, we try again. Okay. How about we try this one? -1 multiply 6 positive. Okay, -1 multiply 6 positive is -6. The C value will get -6. Okay, but now we want to confirm whether this combination is able to fulfill the criteria of getting B of 5 positive. How to do so? Yeah. Okay, so let's check. Okay, 1x multiplied 6 is equal to 6x. All right. Then we use the lower x, the second x value, multiply with -1. 1x multiplied with -1 is equal to -1x. Okay. Then we use 6x, the brown color, 6x minus the red color, the 1x is equal to 5x. Oh, match. Okay, match. So that means we can say that this combination is the possible root of x. Okay. So how to write then? How to make the conclusion? Okay, it's like this. So actually is okay. I use insert I use box. So there'll be two roots. Okay, the first root is this one. This is the first root. I use the color. All right, I use this color, and then send to the back. Send to the back. Okay, this is the first root. And the second root is okay, this one. This is the second root. Okay, so it can be 1x minus 1 multiply with 1x plus 6. Okay, 1x minus 1 multiply 1x plus 6 is equal to 0. That is the meaning. Okay, so this equation, this quadratic equation can be simplified into this form, in fact. Okay, the root is this or this. The root of x is this or from this combination. Okay, so that means it can be x minus 1 equal to 0 or x plus 6 equal to 0. Okay, there'll be two x value. And for this outcome, the x can be equal to 1. For this one, the x is equal to -6. Okay, so this is called as the trial and error method. Last time I remember, when I did my Form 4, my modern maths, I also spent quite a lot more time we did exercise in order to familiar. Okay, by using this method to solve the quadratic equation. So this one you really need experience. Okay, need to have exercise. Okay, but you can use the formula to double check your answer, to confirm with your answer. It should be the same. Okay, so if you are not familiar with trial and error method, you can use formula to solve the problem. All right. So one example is not enough. So let's try another example using the trial and error method again. Trial and error method. Equation 2. Okay, this one. So the equation is 2x power 2 minus 5x minus 12 equal to 0. Okay, A is 2, B is -5, and C is -12. Okay, so let's try to check part A first. A here. So what are the possible combination in order to get 2x power 2? 2x power 2 can be formed by using 2x multiply 1x, right? 2x multiply 1x is 2x power 2. So this is the possible outcome, right? On the left-hand side for the A. Okay? 2x multiply 1x. Because this is positive, so both terms should be positive number, positive coefficient. Okay, now we move on to C. C is negative number. So that means if we multiply two numbers, one should be negative, one should be positive. This -12 should be formed by one positive and one negative number. Okay? Positive and one negative. So I just simply choose. Okay, let's say I choose minus 3. Okay, and then 4 I put here. I simply choose try and error because still not experience. Okay, so because this is one of the possible combination to form C negative 12. Negative 3 multiply positive 4 is negative 12. Okay, so I just put like this. Check. Let's see whether this will fulfill the B value of negative 5 or not. Okay, we want to target B equals negative 5. So we want to check whether fulfill this. Okay, so how to do so? Okay, so we have to use the upper x value, 2x, multiply with 4. Okay, so 2x multiply 4 is equal to 8x. Okay, then we use the second or the lower x value multiply with the C, the second possible combination to form the C value, negative 3. So 1x multiply negative 3 is minus 3x. Okay. Then you use the brown x minus the red x. Okay, so it's equal to 5x positive. 5x, but this is negative 5. So that means, no, this is not a possible outcome to form this equation. Okay, no. Okay, but you may find that this number is 5. Okay, the original B is negative 5. Number is the same, only the sign is different, right? This is positive 5, this is negative 5. Numbers the same, but the sign different. Oh, if sign different, that means these two should be possible outcome, but we just change the sign. The negative sign we put to 4. Okay, we give to 4 negative sign. And then positive sign we give to 3. Then we check again, see whether we can fulfill B equals to negative 5 or not. Okay, let's check. Okay. So for A, coefficient will still, okay, remain the same, don't change anything. All right. So 3 now is positive, 4 is negative. 3 multiply 4, negative 4 is negative 12. Fulfill the C. So now we want to check whether it's fulfill the B or not, which is negative B, negative 5. Okay. Let's try. Okay. So we use the upper x value, multiply with negative 4. 2x multiply negative 4 is negative ax. Okay. Then we use the lower x value, multiply with positive 3. So 1x multiply 3 is equal to 3x. Okay. Negative ax plus 3x is equal to negative 5x. Oh, fulfill, match. Okay, match. Okay. Then what is the root of the x values then? It can be, so usually I draw a box. If you want to see, it's not compulsory, but I just want to show you. Okay, this is I bring to the back. It can be 2x plus 3. Okay, it can be 2x plus 3. Another root can be 1x minus 4. So now, okay, I can say that 2x plus 3 multiply x minus 4 is equal to 0. It's based on this. So I can make the conclusion now. All right. Okay, because this is quadratic equation, that means there will be 2x. It can be either 2x plus 3 equal to 0 or x minus 4 equals to 0. Okay, then we solve the equation for this one. So you get this one should be x. This one x. Okay, so 2x is equal to negative 3, x is equal to negative 1.5, or another x is equal to 4 positive. Okay, so you can use the trial and error method, okay, or you can use the formula to solve the problem if you want. All right, so both methods, it's up to you which method you want to use during the test and also the exam for this unit. I stop for a while. Any question on this? For this, I remember you need to practice in order to familiar. Okay, with this method, you need to practice a lot. Try and error, try and error. Even like me have experience also, sometimes also have to do try and error method to check whether fulfill this combination or not. Because I worry that you cannot follow this. That's why I introduce you this formula in order to get the x value that involve quadratic equation. Okay, So you can use either one of the methods. Okay, all right. So last part for today, last example for today is also quadratic equation. All right, but the unknown variable now is a index number. Okay, it's index number like this one. Let's say this 2 power 2x minus 5 multiply 2 power x equals to 6. Okay. Okay, so if the for this equation okay, you may find that actually you may find that this is power 2. Okay, this is power 2. This one is power 1 1x 1x. Okay, this is power 2x. Okay, so one way to solve the problem is you can try to bring everything to the left hand side first in order to form this pattern of equation, something like this pattern. Okay, see whether you can form this type of equation or not in order to solve the problem for x, even though x is a power number for this equation now. Okay, so what can we do is we try to move 6 to the left hand side to become minus 6. Okay, then you may find that actually this 2x it can be replaced with an unknown variable. Let us say k. Okay, so we can put k as 2x to substitute 2x, so that we can apply the quadratic equation formula to solve the problem of k and later on by x. Okay, so this part 2 power 2x means 2x brackets power 2. Remember we use the we call it as the index rule number 3. For index rule number 3, we found that actually is like this. Index rule number 3 is I think here we use A. I use A. X. This is X. Okay. I want to put M here. Okay, one more time. And this is replied to this index rule number 3. I think I copied directly from here. Index rule number 3. This one. Okay. Okay, I should not use X. I should use other symbol so that you can see the whole picture. This is X. Okay, I use other symbol. All right, I use other symbol so that you can see the whole picture. I use M. Okay. Let's say this. So let's say that if the expression is a power m, then bracket n. What is the meaning? This one means a power mn. Okay, a power mn. So now this part, if you want to change back to this form, is equal to, actually is 2x power 2. Is from here. It's from index rule number 3. Okay. So this part, if you change the format so that the power number is 2, that means it's 2 power x and then brackets power 2. Okay. It's from index rule number 3. Yeah. All right. So this part will remain the same. We don't change this term. This term also don't change. Okay. This term we try to change so that is equal to something like ax power 2. Okay. So that we can use the quadratic equation to solve the problem. Okay. Then the next step is we can try to choose a symbol to replace into the 2 power x. We can choose a symbol. Okay. I'll choose k, or you can choose other symbol also. Maybe s, t, u, v, w also okay. Any symbol. All right. So let me choose k lah. All right. So k is equal to 2x. So if k is equal to 2 power x, that means this part I can substitute the k into here. Put here power 2, and then this 2x is k minus 6. So you can see the pattern now is something like a quadratic equation, right? Something like this equation that we already learned this morning. This equation, this format. Okay. If we are able to change into this format, that means we can use this formula to get the unknown variable. Okay, the unknown variable for this equation. Okay. So once we already changed to this format, you need to identify the a, b, and c. The coefficient of s power 2 is the k power 2 is 1. Okay, and then the coefficient of k power 1 is -5. Constant number is -6. All right. Then in order to get the k value, we substitute the a, b, c value into here. Okay, we get x is equal to -6, 1 or positive 6. Okay, -1 or positive 6. Okay, so once this should be the k. Sorry, it should be the k. Should change this to k. This is k. Okay. So once we manage to get the k value, -1 or positive 6, then we have to substitute the k value into the 2 power x. Okay, 2 power x. So let's say we start with k equal to 6 lah. Okay, so I put here. Okay, when k is equal to negative and positive 6, k equals positive 6. Okay, when k is equal to positive 6, that means 2 power x is equal to 6 positive. All right. Because the power number is an unknown variable, now the unknown variable is a power number. Then what can we do is we can use the logarithm formula that we learned this morning to solve the problem. So that means x is equal to log 6 divided by log 2. Okay, then you can round the answer probably into 2 decimal places enough. So you get 2.585. If you round to 2 decimal places, is 2.59. Okay. Then how about when k is equal to -1? When k is equal to -1, then what is the solution? So that means the power 2 power x is equal to -1. Okay. 2 power x is -1. Okay. So because the x value is a power number, that means we still have to use logarithm to solve the problem. You may find that if you try to get the log -1, your answer is not valid. From the calculator, it will tell you there is no answer at all. Okay, any number, negative number we log, we will get no answer at all. Okay, so this numerator is not valid anymore. Cannot get the answer from calculator. Log 2 still can, but because the numerator is invalid, the whole x value will be invalid. So that means for this question, there will be only one answer for the x, which is 2.585. Only one answer. Okay. So this example is a combination of testing the quadratic equation and also the logarithm. Okay, logarithm concept as well. This example is slightly challenging. But sometimes you may need to apply this concept when you proceed to higher degree. Maybe, yeah, depends. Okay, if you are doing something like finance, maybe you may need this. Okay, you may need this knowledge if you are doing finance. Okay, major, or maybe computer science, maybe, right? But for design, I don't think you really apply this. Okay, even for accounting, no. Okay. Finance, maybe. Marketing, management, no. You're not going to apply all this. Okay. So we already done chapter number 3. Yeah. So at the moment, so that means until now you should be able to complete all of the exercises for tutorial of chapter 3. Okay. Tutorial questions. I'm not sure whether you have tried any of the tutorial questions for chapter 3 during the weekend or not. Have you tried any of the questions? Do you have any problems for those questions so far? Like question like significant figure, simplify the expressions or linear equation, how to calculate how to combine the like terms, how to apply the index rule to simplify the exponential expressions. Are you okay with those questions, the tutorial questions? Are you okay? Any question that you want me to go through with you? Answer already given at the back of the tutorial question. You can refer. Okay. Don't worry, we still can discuss those tutorial questions again during our Friday lesson. Tomorrow we are going to a new chapter, but Friday we can still do revision. Okay, and discuss any of the tutorial question that you have a doubt or any you want me to clarify. So that means after today's class, you should be able to try exercise 3.4. Okay, that involves the index or the square root or the power number greater than 1. And also exercise 3.5, whereby you're asked to calculate the unknown variable. When the unknown variable is an index number, you may need to use a logarithm to solve the problem. Logarithm. Okay. Or do you have any problem on your probability? Also can ask. If you got any question on probability question, also can ask. So we still have about 40 minutes. So the remaining time you can ask freely to ask any question from probability chapter, from the we call as the algebra chapter, or you have any problem on your test 1, any question that you would like to ask related to test 1 also okay. Yeah.
I want to know for online test 1, which chapter it covers too?
We'll cover only 2 chapters, which are the statistics chapter. Statistics, Statistics, we spent 3 weeks, right? Statistics, we already, in week 1, we learned how to draw different types of graph, pie chart, bar chart, histogram, polygon, and last one is agile curve. Okay, so you must know how to draw. Okay, and then what are the purposes to draw all these diagrams? And then in week 1 we also study different types of data, right? So the data can be divided into qualitative and quantitative data, and then for quantitative data we can further divide into discrete and continuous data. So this understanding you need to know also, because we have some question also asked in test 1 later on to test your understanding on sources of data, type of data, whether it's qualitative, quantitative. If quantitative, whether it's discrete or continuous data. Okay. Then week 2 we study the ungrouped data measurements, right? We study the ungrouped data measurements. So make sure that you know how to use the formula, to calculate the mean, mode, median, standard deviation, first quartile, third quartile, variance, coefficient of variation, skewness for group data. Okay, you can refer to the lecture notes. So this is for part 2, right? And besides that, you must also know how to identify, how to evaluate and how to evaluate the values of all the statistical measurement after calculating the value. You must also know how to elaborate the value. Okay, let me go to the canvas side. Okay, I go to modules, all right? Week 2. Okay, so for ungroup data, in week 2 we study different statistical measurement for ungroup data. So these are the measurement that you must know how to do using the appropriate formula. And besides that, you also must know how to elaborate all these values. So the summary I already done for you as well. You can refer to, let me see which page. This one, okay. Example 11 and also 12. Example 12, I show you the sentences that you can use to elaborate the value of mean, mode, median, first quartile, third quartile, skewness, coefficient. Okay. So you can refer to this page. Example 12, this one should be slide number 9. Slide 9. Okay, then week 3 we study formula to calculate the numerical measurements for group data. Okay, group data. And there are 2 types of group data. The group data can be presented by using the single score frequency table or presented by using the class interval format. Okay, so let us see chapter 3, the week 3. Design class. Okay, like this frequency table is presented by using single score value. Okay, that means each class has only one value. Each class has only one score or one value. Okay, like this example is the classes are presented in the interval form. Okay, interval form. So that means one class has a few possible numbers. Okay, a few possible numbers. But when you want to calculate the mean value for the question that involve class interval, make sure that you change the format of the classes into boundary class. Okay, and then identify the midpoint for each class. And we assume this midpoint represent the score for each class. So this is how you calculate the mean value when the frequency table are given in the class interval form. Okay, so make sure that this is the correct formula you use. For group data, you have to use this formula to calculate the mean. Okay. This is for standard deviation. Make sure that you have to add one more columns, which is fx squared columns. Okay, in order to get the standard deviation. For mode, median, first quartile, third quartile, also the same. Make sure that you change the class limits into boundary boundary class. Okay, change the boundary class before you can apply the formula to calculate the mod, median, first quartile, and third quartile as well. Okay, so the formula you can refer to the last few pages to here. You can use this table to help to do revision as well. Yeah, for the grouped data. This column is all the formula that you can use to solve the problem for group data. Okay, this column are the formula that you can use to solve the numerical measurements for ungrouped data. Okay. And lastly, also, in fact, what is the reason we want to study histogram and Ogive curve? Okay, one of the function for histogram is we can estimate the mod value by using the histogram. You can estimate the mod value by using the histogram. So how to estimate then? You can go to the highest bar, okay, the highest bar of the histogram. Okay, maybe I can show you how to estimate the mod value. Okay, like this. Let's say, okay, we have a few classes here, and then this class has the highest bar. Yeah, so you go to this histogram, right, and then you use ruler, combine this corner, okay, with this point. Okay, then draw another straight line from this corner to this corner. Okay, then use ruler again, go to this point and draw a straight line. This is a vertical straight line until touching the x-axis, and this value is the mod value. Okay, so histogram can be used to identify the mod. Then how about Ogive curve? Ogive curve can be used to estimate the median, first quartile, and also the third quartile, and also other percentile as well. Okay, so let's say you want to identify the median. Let's say median. Median, we know that this is for group data. Group data, so the median is at the location of total F divided by 2. Yeah? Location of total F divided by 2. So that means is term, it should be term 50. Okay, term 50 or 50th percentile. 50th percentile. Yeah? Bear in mind, because Ogive curve is always with the percentage, percentage frequency. So as a result, okay, the median should be at the term of 50, or we call it as 50th percentile. Okay, so in order to identify or estimate the median value by using Ogive curve, you firstly try to draw a vertical. We call it the this is the horizontal line. Horizontal line from the y-axis when t is 50, term 50. You draw a line, a vertical line, a horizontal line until touching the x-axis, until touching the Ogive curve here. Okay, then from this point, from the Ogive curve here, you draw a vertical line, okay, a straight line until touching the x-axis. So at this point is referred to the median value. Okay, so in this case, it's 64 marks. Okay, so these are the things that we already study for statistics. Okay, then for another chapter, chapter 2 is probability that we already covered in chapter in week 4. Week 4 we already covered. So for probability chapter, okay, you need to know the basic concept of probability. Okay, so that you can apply this knowledge to solve the basic probability problems. Okay, then you must also know the meaning of mutually exclusive, independent, and dependent events. Okay, because all these events will have different methods to solve the problem. Mutually exclusive means two events cannot happen at the same time. Okay? Mutually exclusive means two events cannot happen at the same time. Like for instance, swimming and taking an exam. Okay, swimming and taking an exam. Maybe swimming and sitting for mathematics exam. And these two events cannot happen at the same time. So we call this as mutually exclusive events. Okay. How about independent events? Independent events are events that will not influence chance of occurrence among each others. Like for instance, you throw two coins. Okay, throw first coin and throw 2 coins. These 2 events are considered as independent events because the first coin will not affect the chance of second coin result. Okay, so and another example will be throwing one dice and throwing 1 coin. Okay, 2 separate identity. We call it 2 separate objects that will not affect the result between each other. So these 2 events are considered as independent events. How about dependent events? Dependent events are the events that can affect the chance of the event or of the result happen, okay, between each others. Just like I think I used the example of Melinda attend tuition and Melinda passed the mathematics test. Okay, these 2 events are considered as dependent events. Another example would be company, okay, try to compete to get a contract, right, to build building. And another event can be company get the profit. Okay, so gaining the contract and get profit, these 2 are also considered as dependent events. Okay, so for dependent events question, make sure that you can use the tree diagram and also use the joint probability table in order to solve the problem. You can use the tree diagram and also the joint probability table to solve the problem that involve dependent events questions. Okay. So for dependent events question, you have to familiarize with the formula that involve conditional probability formula. Okay, let's say if A and B are dependent to each other, so that means probability A if B happen is equal to probability A intersect B divided by probability B. So similarly also, if you want to calculate probability B given that A already happened, then the formula is B intersect A divided by probability A. So bear in mind, probability A intersect B is equal to B intersect A, same meaning. But probability A given B is not always the same as probability B given A, different meaning, right? So for this part, you have to be careful for the dependent events question. Okay. So generally, these are the areas that you need to know for probability chapter. Okay. Probability chapter. So, okay, I think maybe there are some rules that you also need to know. So for probability value, if you want to get the probability value, basic one. So let's say probability of event A. That is easy. You can use number of elements in event A divided by number of elements in the whole set of sample. Okay, so it's NA divided by NS. So one way for you to check the answer for probability value must always between 0 to 1. It can be equal to 0, it can be equal to 1, but cannot be negative number, cannot greater than 1. Okay, so this is the way you check your answers for probability. Okay. And another one is probability A plus probability non-A. Non-A means complement of A, is always equal to 1. Okay, A plus non-A always equal to 1. So you can use this formula to calculate probability non-A by using this formula, transposing the formula. So that means it's 1 minus probability A. You can get the answer for probability non-A. Okay. This is the union rule. Union rule can be applicable to either dependent event, dependent event. So if you're asked to calculate A union B, okay, the formula is probability A plus B minus A intersect B. So this formula can be applicable for dependent and also for independent variables or independent events. Okay, this is a general rule. Okay, for mutually exclusive means 2 events cannot happen at the same time. So as a result, probability A intersect B is equal to 0 if mutually exclusive. Okay. So if there is a case for mutually exclusive also, if you're asked to calculate A union B, then the formula is A plus B enough, because A intersect B is always equal to 0 for mutually exclusively, mutually exclusive. For dependent and independent events, that will be using this formula, all right? For mutually exclusive, you can use this formula. Okay, for independent events, there is one special thing about independent events. For independent event, A intercept B is equal to A multiply B. Okay, this formula is only applicable for independent events. Just like throwing one coin and one die, throwing two dice, throwing two coins, throwing choosing two balls, okay, one by one, with replacement. Okay, and these are considered as independent events. For this type of question, if you want to calculate probability A intercept B, then answer is probability A multiply probability B. All right, because A and B are not dependent to each other. As a result, if you ask to calculate the conditional probability value, then okay, what is the answer? Okay, let's say this. A given B. Okay, if the question saying that A and B are independent, that means will not depend each other. Mereka independent. Then the answer will be equal to probability A, because A is not affected by B, even though we know that B already happened. Okay. Similarly, also if you want to calculate B, given that A already happened, the answer is still equal to probability B. So this formula only applicable, okay, when we know both events are independent. Otherwise, don't miss out with this formula. Only applicable for independent events. So we only use this formula when the question is like involve throwing two dice, throwing two coins, throwing one die and one coin, choosing two balls one by one with replacement. Then we use this formula. Okay. For independent questions, let's say two dice question. Let's say two dice. Then it's better for you to write down the 36 possible outcomes. List down. Okay. If the question involves two dice, that means there'll be 36 possible outcomes. That means NS is 36. NS. Number of sample space will be equal to 36. Okay. If the question is throwing two coins, then there'll be 4 possible outcomes. 4 possible outcomes for 2 coins question. If 3 coins question, there will be 8 possible outcomes. It's because 2, okay, because one coin has 2, we call it as 2 faces. So the best is 2. And then the power number is because it depends on how many times you want to throw the coins. If 3 times, then power 3. So that means there'll be 8 possible outcomes for the question that involves 3 coins. If 2 coins, there'll be 4 possible outcomes. That is 2 multiplied power 2. 2 power 2, you'll get 4 possible outcomes. Okay, this is for 2 coins. So there'll be 4 possible outcomes. If 3 coins, then there will be 8 possible outcomes. So for independent question, it's better for you to list down the possible outcomes, okay, in order to solve the problem like this. And this is for 2 dice. Okay, so any questions on probability? This type of question you need to practice. You have to practice also. This is for joint probability. That means it's involved 2 dependent events. So you need to do the exercises. All right. So we still have time. We still have time to discuss the questions, the tutorial questions, either tomorrow or on Friday. Okay, so the duration of the test 1 is 1 hour. Okay, we are going to start at 10 until 11. All right. Let's say maybe because of some internet issue, you may start at 10. Let's say you start at 10:10. Okay, then you're still allowed to finish at 11:10. The system, okay, will allow you to finish until 11:10. But the system will close at 11:30. So if you really want to enjoy the full 1 hour to do your test 1, make sure that you have to start latest by 10:30. Latest by 10:30. Because after 11:30, the system will auto stop you to continue answering the question. Okay. You may start at 10. Okay. You may also start at 11 if you want. but 11 can be dangerous. That means you only have 30 minutes to answer the question because the system will stop at 11:30. Okay, so better start early. Start early. All right. So any other question that you would like to ask? Okay, so during the quiz, the test time, the test one, I'll be standby in this we call it this meeting link. Okay, this meeting link I'll stand by. So if you got any problem, then you can just come to this MS Teams meeting link and ask me question on how to access the test one if you got any problem. Okay, so any question that you would like to ask before we call a day? We still have about 15 minutes. Okay, any other questions? Yeah, Jung Wei. Okay, no questions, sir. Okay, all right. Thank you, Jung Wei. Yes. Okay, I'll stop the recording now. Then I'll pause on the Canvas side later on.